Hi, Monica here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to start a new script day in ScriptE. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are in my iPad, and I'm going to fast forward through actually the creating a file in ScriptE and prepping it and downloading the script into the program, because we already went over that in another video and I don't want to take up your time here. So I'm gonna fast forward through that process, and then we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna start shooting. Okay. Okay, so now we've downloaded our script, and just the script. The only thing we've done is downloaded it. We haven't done our breakdown or anything. So we're not going to work on the breakdown right now because we don't need to have the breakdown done in order for us to start a new shooting day. So we're just going to continue from here. And this is actually where you would put your breakdown. You would put your slug line, your characters, and if you notice here, it already has, you know, the characters in there. So what we want to do is we want to go to production. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add a shoot day. And first thing we're going to do is put our call time in, which was 7 a.m. and we're going to start shooting. Okay, so now here we are in our shooting page. So automatically ScriptE puts in scene 1 when you're working on a new script, because it automatically goes to the next available scene number. Since we haven't shot anything on this, it goes to 1. If we had already shot scenes 1 and 2, it would go to 3. Okay, but since we're going to start on scene 5, we're going to delete that and go to 5, and then we're going to enter. Now once we enter, it highlights this add button, and that's going to add our scene into the box here. So we're going to scene 5. We're going to put in scene 5, which is the scene we're going to be working on, and it shows here these are the scenes that are working on. Say this scene went into scene 5 and 6. So say you're going to add another scene. You say, oh well, it's actually going into scene 6 as well. So there you go. It adds 5 and 6, and it puts all the scenes, so it's really handy for when you're working on, say, phone calls, you know, and there's a couple of scenes in between, and you're working on 5 and 6 and 9. You can put 5, 6, 9, and it'll put those, and it'll put the line through there, so you don't have to be, you know, you have scenes in between there you don't have to worry about. But since we're just working on scene 5 today, we're going to take out this scene, scene 6. And now we're just left with scene 5. Okay, so now before we start putting our camera's lines in here, we have to make sure that we have our camera rolls entered and sound rolls. So we come down here to camera and sound, and we're going to add a camera. So we're going to add a camera, and we're going to be putting a 1 in there because we haven't shot anything. So we're going to start the day with camera roll A1 and camera roll B1. So, and this box over here shows the current camera roll. This one actually shows all the camera rolls that have been shot already. Okay, so we have our cameras A and B, and we want to put in here sound roll 1 as well. So that's all taken care of. So now we can add our camera lines. So we're going to come over here to the add camera, and say we're going to have 2 cameras on this setup. We're going to add A and B. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to tell each camera what they're doing. So we're going to click on the A camera and say this one is a dolly wide master shot. Okay, master shot. And you want to click on copy here, because if you don't put it down here, it won't show up in the description. And I also do not put in the frame rate, the shutter, the lens, the filter, and the f-stop. I know a lot of you are probably just cringing right now because I just said that, but I do put in the frame rate if it changes, okay? Because normally it's going to stay the same all the time and it's redundant to put it in every single time. If it changes, I will put it in there. And as far as the shutter speed, the lens, and the filter, and the f-stop, I will put that in there if I need to, if I know I'm going to have to match a shot to this, okay? Especially on This Is Us, we were handheld the majority of the time, a lot of the time. So we were all over the place. So putting in this information would just be a waste of time because it would change from the beginning to middle and end every time. So it just didn't make any sense. I will put that information in there if we are going to match a shot. So just remember that. And it shows it has you know, all the information for lens height and the distance and all that. So that's all great. But again, I don't put it in because I have other things that I'm dealing with and I want to deal with. If it's a visual effects shot, I will click on here, put visual effects, and then I will put what exactly it is. You know, say we need to take out a palm tree in the background or whatever, and I'll make a note here, need to take out the palm tree and put VFX. But for this shot, we don't need it, so we're going to take it off, and so we'll say we're done. So now we just have the tube here, so we have to designate what is that shot covering. So we're going to click on the tube, and we're going to click on camera, because this entire shot is on camera. All right. So here we're going to be doing a B camera as well, and say that's a 2-shot, and that's a handheld, and it's a say it's a full 2-shot, full 2-shot, 50, 50, Beth and Lily. Oops, Lily. And then again, you want to copy that so that it'll show up here. And you're going to say done. So here are our 2 shots, and you'll see them right here, and both right here in this section. So here we want to also show that it's covering everything. So the camera is going to go from top to bottom, and it's showing everything. Okay, so now we're ready. We're ready to shoot. So what we're going to do is, you know, the camera's going to say, okay, roll sound, let's go. And so we're going to click on take. And here we're going to start our stopwatch right here in the upper corner. I don't normally have a stopwatch anymore. I usually keep it in my bag just for emergencies, but I usually use this, or I use my iPhone, because I always have my iPhone, and it's just one less thing to deal with. Again, everybody has their style. This is just how I go with it, and you can, you know, if you feel comfortable with your stopwatch, by all means use it, and you should use it because you got to use the tools that you're comfortable with. So again, you're going to let it roll and say, say up here, I'm going to type in here, there was a plane in the plane noise in the shot, in plane noise in the shot. Okay. And so they say cut. I'm going to stop the stopwatch. It's a 52, and I'm going to say cut. Okay, so I'm going to copy my notes to both of them here. Now, when you put notes in here, it's just so that you can, you know, as you're doing a take, it's an easy way to put notes, and the noise is going to go over both cameras. So I know if I copy it here, it's going to go to both of them, and I don't have to type both of that in there. Now, say it was no good because of it. You're going to say no good, NG. And now here's another thing. I either use circle or active. I don't use hold or ignore. You're welcome to use those as well. It just muddles up the log when I use that. It's less confusing for the editor, for me. So I would only use the circle and the active. If it's a circle take, I circle it. If it's not, I just leave it active. I can make notes in here, whether, if I could say, oh, it was the first half was good or the second half was good, and you can change this information here as well, and I'll show you how to do that in another video. But and then you can either say, okay, you know what, they're going to circle this one, and this one is not going to be printed, so you have one print and the other one is not a print, or you just leave them both active. In this case, we're not going to print it, so I'm just going to leave them both active, and we're going to say done. Now, since this is the first shot of the day, I was put in the participants in this, and you're going to put all of your participants, meaning the producer, the AD, the second AD, all of those people that you want these forms to go to, you're going to put them in there. You're going to click all the boxes of who gets what. So in this situation, I have myself in there, and I put myself on for all the forms because if I'm not getting them, then somebody else isn't getting them either. So I put in first shot of the day, and this is the email that you're going to get, or they are going to get. Shoot day one, first shot of the day was at 1:33 p.m. Okay, which is actually our time right now. So we're going to say yes, send, and then that goes off. Now, sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't, but you know that you put it in there. Say the AD comes over to it, inevitably they will, because the internet is really kind of shoddy. You're going to come down here to production, and you're going to come over here to the time tab, and it's going to tell you right there what time the first shot of it automatically puts it in there, so you don't have to worry about putting it in there. Okay, so as soon as you say take, it automatically logs it for you. You don't have to worry about it. So, so now let's go back over here to, we're going to come down here to last shot, the last shot. So it shows just exactly where we were. Okay. So we're going to make a note here that, okay, that shot lasted 52 seconds. Okay. And I'm going to take this out of here because I don't want to have that in my next shot because I don't know if a plane's going to go by or not. And we're going to do another take. So let's do another take. So take, and say Beth here said, we're going through the take. Oh, let's start the reset. And I start it again. Say Beth here, instead of saying you did great, she's going to say great. Oops, great. And you enter. So now you're going to see that over here on the side of what the alternate dialogue is. Or you can also just highlight from you did and just omit that, and you know that she just said great from instead of you did great. Okay. So that's how you can make notes of the dialogue as you're shooting. And over here, if say say she dropped her shoes here, you can put an action note, and these action notes will show up on the left side, and you're going to say Lily dropped shoe. Okay, and you're going to enter. And it's going to show over here, and it shows you exactly where it did. Before did, which is right here is where I clicked it, Lily dropped her shoe. Okay? So we're going through and say we stop. All right, this scene lasted a lot longer, minute 21, and we're going to cut. And I didn't make any notes over here, so I don't have anything to copy down there, but I can make individual notes. I can say, on the director liked the shoe drop, and I can say okay, favorite, and I'm going to click up here, and I'm going to say circle. When I click on circle here, it automatically circles both of them. So if I don't want to click on circle on this one, I can change it here as well. But we're going to circle both of these, and there was no comments on the second one. You can put complete or not complete. I don't normally do, but you can if you want. And then you say done. So if you notice, the first one is white, highlighted white, and the second one is highlighted green. That means that it was a print. So let's take a look at what this looks like so far. So we're going to come over here to production, okay? And what we're going to see is the reports, and we're going to see the editor's log and the facing page. Let's see what that preview looks like so far, what we have. So far we have on the log, we have takes 1 and 2, and 2 is a print, and here are all our notes, and then here's our setups, okay? And then here's our facing page. So if you were looking at your script and you were doing pencil and paper, this would be on your left side, and then this would be on your right side, okay? And if you notice that we've got a blue line and a red line, the red line is the A camera and the blue line is the B camera. Depend on what you want to designate it. And here are our notes as well, okay? So we're going to get out of that. And now over here in slates, these are the slates that actually, this is where your log gets all your information. So here is where it shows you what slates have been done. And the scenes are actually where you're going to credit your scene. So say we finished with that scene, okay? And we're going to go to credit. And say we averaged it out to, you know, the estimated time that I had on this was 23 minutes, but say it actually lasted 30, not minutes, 30 seconds, okay? And we completed it, so these are the eighths of a page, and then this is actually the, you know, if it was 1 1/8, it would say 7. It would say 9 eighths here, and then that way you can subtract the eighths so that it'll show you, you know, how much you've credited. So for example, if I leave this right now and then we finished it, and I say add, it will say, are you sure you want to say it's complete? You're going to say yes, and you're going to say done. Now it turns green. Now say you didn't finish it. Let's go back, and I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to say, you know, we still have a couple shots to do, or we have a couple inserts to do. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to leave an eighth of I'm going to credit 2/8 of a page, but I'm going to credit all of the time. All right. So I'm going to say add. So what it does is it credits 2/8 of a page, and it credited 30 seconds of that scene. And so I'm going to say done, and now it turns it yellow. And if you see it over here in the script tab, you're going to see that scene there now is in yellow. And so we know, so if we're going through this, and if I'm going through this, I'm going to say, oh wait, we owe some shots in this scene, and you want to make a note of what you owe. You click on it, and then you come over here to O, and then you make a note. O, insert of shoe and bag. Okay? So now you know that why is it incomplete? You can come here because you made a note. Oh, we owe an insert of the shoes in the bag, and the director will say, hey, remind me later. We need to get that insert. So this is where you're going to put it. Okay, so let's go back to production, or let's go back to our last shot, or let's say we completed it. Let's complete it again. So let's go to edit, and I'm going to, let me delete that again, and I'm going to again give this a 30 seconds, and I'm going to say add. It's going to ask me again, are you sure you want to credit all the whole scene? I'm going to say yes. So it's fully credited, and you're going to say done. It turns green. Okay, so let's go down to our last shot again, because we're going to continue. Now we're going to go to our next scene. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on new, and it automatically, if you're in this scene and say we were going to do another setup, it automatically puts an A in front of it, and then you say okay, you say correct, and then you're gonna click enter, And so now you don't have to add anything because you're still on that scene, but you are going to add the cameras and you're going to add that. But since we're not going to add any more shots to this, say you clicked on by accident, the only way you can, or the way to get away from that is you come back here to production, go to slates, and you're going to see there's a yellow tab there for that A camera. You're just going to slide it to the left and you're just going to say delete, and it's going to say, are you sure you want to get rid of this? And you're going to say yes. So now you're back, so you go back to last shot and we're back to where we were, okay? And so now say we're going to start, we finished that scene and we're going to start working on scene 8 now. So now we're going to go to new, and again, it automatically comes up, but we're going to delete that because we're now on scene 8, and we're going to go enter. And now we have to get rid of the scene 5 because we're not working on scene 5 anymore, right? So we're going to slide it to the left, and that makes it disappear from here. But so now we have to add in our scene 8. So here is our scene 8. Okay, we're going to add our cameras, camera A, camera B. We're going to say, okay, say this is, let's see, what is this? Beth stands in front of the group of diverse and hopeful dancers. Stacy's among them. And Beth is basically, I know the scene, she's basically teaching her dancers how to dance ballet. So we're going to call this a master because A camera is on a dolly, and it is going to be doing an extreme wide shot of dance studio and dancers. Okay, so that's basically saying it's covering everything. We're going to copy that, enter, and we're going to put our little line here. We have to draw our lines. So there's our full line here, and now B camera is actually is going to be on a handheld, following Beth around in a medium full shot. So we're going to go here to a handheld. Actually, let's make it more of a full shot because that's pretty wide shot. So the camera might be she might be in the shot. Full shot. Beth follow through in dance floor. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to click on the tube, and we're going to click our coverage line because it's covering everything. And so we don't, and here we have a dancer here, I can and I will, and say we're only shooting Beth, we're not shooting the dancer. We're going to click on that little tube right where the dancer is, and you got to make sure that her dialogue is highlighted there, and you're going to click on the off camera. So now that's off camera. Okay, so now we're ready to shoot. So here we go. We're going to do a take, and you start your clock and you go through the scene and everything's great, and say at this point one of the dancers falls, so you're going to click on there, and you're going to make a note, dancer fell. Okay, enter, and that'll show up over here on the left. Dancer fell right at that point. And then you're going to continue on and say you stop. All right, so then you cut, and the director says that's great, just for that, that the beginning part was really great on that, so just let's go again, but I really like the beginning. So you're going to make a note here, that first part was good, and you can repeat here, dancer fell. Okay, and you're going to circle it. Okay, so now we're going to say done. So it turned green, so that means that it was a take, and we're going to go again. So we got to reset the clock, and we start again, and we go through it, and it's going great. And she didn't say this last line. I'm going to highlight that, and then I'm going to say, oh, she omitted that, and it'll show up over here that she omitted it, or she transposed a line or whatever line that you can do an alternate dialogue or insert dialogue. Say at this point the dancer, insert the dancer says, oh no. Over here it's going to say, okay, at that point, and it tells you where it was inserted, the dancer says, oh no, okay? Or you can change the line or whatever needs to be done. Oh, and I forgot to start this clock. Okay, so, but anyway, you start the clock as soon as he says start, and then you cut, and then he's going to say, I loved it, it's great, circle, print, let's move on. Okay, so we circle it, and you're going to say this is his favorite, and we're going to say done, and we're going to move on to our second setup. Okay, so now we're going to go to new, because it's a new setup, and then we're going to enter, all right, which takes out those lines, and now we're going to add two cameras. So we're going to add the A and the B camera. Now the A camera is going to be a handheld, say it's a medium close-up of Beth. And we're going to, because it's covering her the whole thing, so we're just going to go all the way, and she's the one that's mostly talking. But we do have that one line down here of the dancer, and the dancer's not on that shot, so we're going to put, she's not in that shot. It's only Beth. And this B camera is going to be a medium close-up. It's a handheld, and it's a medium close-up of the dancer. I'm going to copy that, done, and so now it's going to cover this whole thing, but Beth is off camera now. So we're going to click on Beth, their first line, make sure that it says Beth there. You're going to say, and it's going to ask you, is this the same line for this character for this point forward? Meaning, is it just for that line, or is it for all of her dialogue? And you're going to say, yes, it's for all of her dialogue. And so it automatically puts that line through all of Beth's dialogue. So here we go. Now we're ready. Whoops, now I forgot to stop the cat clock. Now we're ready for to do a take, because we have our lines drawn, we have our description here, okay, and now we're ready to shoot. So now we're going to go to, he says, okay, roll sound, and as soon as I say roll sound, I click the take, because really it's when he starts to say action, or when I see that there's action going to start, that's when I start my clock. Okay, so they're going through the whole thing, and it's great. They love it, and we stop it when he says cut, and then you're going to cut it here, and here you're going to make a note. He says that was by far my favorite. I love it. I'm going to make a note. I like it, and then we're going to circle it here. So again, that circles both of them, and again, you can put complete or incomplete. I don't usually do it again, because then I have to explain to the editors what exactly those mean. But you can put that there, and then they can get used to it. That's fine too. I always put whether it's a tail stick or not, and then we're gonna say done. Okay, so here we go. We have it was a oneer. They loved it. Or say they did another take. Okay, they did another take. Start the clock, okay, and then they say cut. Okay, you stop the clock, you see what time it is, you cut it here, and we're going to circle that one too. This one was okay. It wasn't as good as the first one, so they know that take one was their favorite, and take two was okay. All right, so now let's go. We've finished the scene. Now we're going to go to production, because we have to credit that scene now. So we're going to go to production and go to scene. And now we have scene 8 there. So we're going to go to credit. and we've done it all, and you know, say I estimated it was going to be 38 seconds, and it was actually, say, and I'm guessing 45, and we're going to fully credit that. So I'm going to say add and yes, and we're done. Okay, so now the AD yells out, it's lunchtime. So we're going to come up here and we're going to put our lunch out time. Okay, so say it's 12 o'clock, 12 p.m., and it's going to be from 12 to 1. All right, so for 12 to 1 p.m., and you click on it there. You have to make sure you get out of it because it won't register. And then you go to reports. Go to reports and you come up here to partial progress report. You go to, you don't want to click participants yet because you want to make sure, you want to preview it to make sure that everything is, you clicked all the boxes. So for example, so what have we done today? So we have, this is our lunch report, partial progress report. So fully credited scenes, we have 2 scenes that we fully credited. This is the pages we credited, this is the time, the estimated time, and this is the actual time. So this is what I had given it, I had estimated the time to be, but this is actually what I actually credited it to be. Okay, and this is your setups, and then it shows you your camera report, your camera rolls, and your sound rolls. And here it shows you your in and out times for lunch. And you say, okay, that looks good, that's ready to go. So what you want to do is you go back here to reports, you click on the partial progress report, and you go to participants, and it's going to come up an email that's going to show you that report, and it's going to go to all the people that you put in there that you wanted that report to go to, and you go send. Okay. Okay, so now we've come back from lunch and we're going to start shooting again. And the first shot or the first setup that we're going to be doing is scene 43. Okay, so what first thing we want to do is we want to go over here to our the last shot. Okay. And this is the last thing we shot before lunch. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to new. And of course it gives us that new scene number for 8, but we're not going to do any more 8. So we're going to do scene 43, and we're going to enter, and that gets rid of our camera lines. And again, we have to get rid of this scene 8 because we're no longer in scene 8. So we have to slide it to the left and delete it. And then we're going to add scene 43. So we want to scroll down to scene 43. Okay. Now, we've come back from lunch and camera and sound have reloaded. So we're going to come down here to camera and sound. We're going to click reload and reload. So that changes the A1 to A2 and B1 to B2. And we're going to change the sound roll also to sound roll 2. So we're going to say done. So now let's draw our lines. We're going to add our 2 camera lines here. And basically this is in the future, and Beth is sitting at her desk, and she has an assistant come in and talk to her while she's sitting at the desk. So our first shot is going to be a master shot. So let's go to our A, and again you just this is a dolly, and say it's going to be a full shot. Master Beth sits at desk. Assistant walks in. Okay. And we're going to copy that. And again, you write your descriptions. I'm just using this as an example, but you put as much detail in there as you want, like you normally would. And then we're going to say done. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to click on our tube line, and we want to click a full line there. Okay. And so on our B camera here, it's going to be a full line as well. But we are going to call this one, say this is going to be just a medium shot or actually it's going to be on sticks, and we're going to call this a medium shot of Beth at her desk. Beth at her desk. Okay, so we're going to say copy that, so we bring it down here so it shows up here in the box. And since B camera is just a shot of Beth, and it's a dirty shot of, maybe it's an over the shoulder of the assistant, we're going to click on the tube where the assistant is, and we're going to give it a dirty line, okay, which is a zigzag with a line in the middle. And it's going to ask you, is it just for that line or for all the lines? You're going to say yes, it's for all the lines. Okay, so here you go. And I didn't put that over here. In the description, I'm going to say, so it's a desk, assistant over the right shoulder. Okay, copy and done. I always put whether it's the right shoulder or the left shoulder, because that's how I was taught. Okay, so there you have your lines. So now you're going to do a take. Let's reset that. Let's do a take, and say somebody's phone went off. Crew phone went off, and we had to cut. They said cut. Okay, we're going to copy those notes, and you're just going to put NG, and done. Very simple take. And we're going to get another first shot after lunch report that's going to be going out. And so we want to, again, it records your first shot after lunch, which was 3:13. And we're going to say, yes, send it off. And again, they're going to come to you again, even though they get it in their email, they're not going to look, they're going to come and ask you. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down here to production, you're going to go to the time tab, and you're going to see it right there, 3:13, okay? So now we can see the slates over here, everything that has been shot so far. This is where we're at. We just shot scene 43. And if we go to scenes, 43 is there. We're not finished with it yet, so we're not going to complete it. So we're going to come back down here to last shot, and it brings us right back to where we started off. Okay, so let's get rid of that note, and we're going to do another take. So let's do another take. Take, and we start, and we roll, and it's going, and there's some stuff going on, and we stop it, and they say cut. Okay, cut. And he says perfect, we love it, circle it. And so I'm going to say favorite, and favorite, and done. Okay, so here's our first take. It was no good, and our second take was good. All right, so we're going to do a new setup. Let's go to new, and then we enter. You have to make sure you push enter, because then the lines will go away. We're going to leave everything the way it is because we're still in scene 43. We're going to put two cameras. Okay, this first one is going to be, figure it's a close-up of the assistant. And we're going to say it's handheld. Or we'll say it's a medium close-up of the assistant. Look, camera right to Beth. And then this one is going to be a medium close-up of Beth. So it's going to be handheld, medium close-up of Beth. And we're going to say Beth look, camera left. And our line is going to go, this is on Beth, so we'll start her from the top because it basically starts her from the top of the scene. And the assistant is, it's clean of her, so and we're going to say yes, we don't want her, she's not on the shot at all. Okay, and we have a pre-lap here. So when there's a pre-lap, you want these scenes, and I didn't do it on the other one, I didn't realize there was. We're going to put an end mark so we know that that pre-lap is not going to be in this shot. So we cut it there. So now because there's a pre-lap, I'm not going to, even though we do complete this scene, I'm not going to put it as complete because if I put it complete, then it won't make me note that there's something in the scene that still has to be shot, which is the pre-lap of the next scene. So this dialogue is overlapping, is going over the shots of this scene, and it's overlapping to go into the next scene. So here we go. Here's our shot, and you can do it all the way to the top if you want. That's fine too. Whoops. And this is, what was the shot? This was a mini close-up of the assistant. Okay, so Beth is off screen on this one. So we're gonna put her off screen, and we did cut off there. Okay, so there we go. We're ready to shoot this scene. Let's reset that. Let's do a take. Start our clock. And they're going through the motions, and you know, she says, she doesn't say thank you, she just says I'll be right back, so we're gonna omit that, and then that was the only issue there. So we're gonna stop it, and then we're gonna cut it here, and then we're gonna say, he says that he likes it, the director said he likes it, so we're gonna say it was best so far, BSF, best so far. And we don't really need to make any other notes because there really wasn't any other notes other than that. So then we're going to say yes. All right, it's going to say, okay, let's make note of the time, 21 seconds. Now we're going to take another take, reset and start, and goes through the motions. And he says, cut. And yes, that was awesome. That was perfect. That was my favorite. And we're going to move on. So we click favorite, and we circle it, and we say done. Okay, so now we're done with this scene. So what do? We go back to production, and we credit that scene. So we're going to credit it. Now remember, there's that pre-lap that we still have to do. So we're not going to fully credit it. So we're going to only credit 4/8 of a page. 4/8. We're going to say that. Say our time was 27 minutes, and we're going to add that. Okay, so we're done. So it's not going to be fully credited there, but what we do want to know is we're going to come back here to our script, and we're going to go to 43, our scene 43, and we're going to make a note here. I'm going to say, well, I thought we shot that scene, and we're going to say, we still owe the pre-lap. So now you don't have to remember why we didn't fully credit that scene, or just tell the AD, I'm just so that they know, hey, I'm not going to fully credit the scene because we still have that pre-lap to do, and he'll say fine or whatever. Or he may say, you know what, no, I want to show it as credited. But you have to make sure that you make a note here of that you owe that, so that you can remember it for next time. Okay, so say we're done for the day. We only had 3 scenes today, and it's a wrap. So the AD calls a wrap. We're gonna go here to time, and we're gonna look at the clock and say it's 6. Whoops. We're gonna call it 6. 6:20, okay, p.m. And so what we're going to get is we're going to say camera wrap. We're going to have another report that says camera wrap, and it's going to give us our camera wrap time and everything. And again, it's going to go to all the people that you designated you want that wrap time to go to, and then it's going to go. Now here, it generates it whenever you do the camera. It doesn't generate it for sound or script. So sound, say they wrapped at the same time. You're going to put 7:20 p.m. and of course you get an hour after lunch, so you get 7:20 p.m. so you can remember. And that's it. So then you come out of here. Now you say, okay, how do I get the notes to everybody? All right, so what you want to do is you want to come down here to reports, and you're going to click on progress report, which is the daily report. Then you're going to click on the editor's log, and you're going to click on the facing page and line pages. And you're going to click on preview. All right, so now once you click on preview, this is what it's going to show. It's going to show you the scenes that you completed and the scenes that are partial. All right, it's also going to show you the camera rolls you used and the sound rolls you used. Okay, and at the bottom here, it's going to show you a preview of, individually the scenes, what exactly was credited and what was not credited. And then, of course, it gives you a running total and shows you, what is left for the day. And it also shows you the difference from your estimated running time and your actual running time. It's a 14-second difference, okay? So you're going to click on done. You saw that already. And okay, your log is, this is your log. This is what what you did in chronological order for the day. And you say, okay, that looks really good. You're going to click on done, and then here's your facing page for, this is for scene 5, shows you your coverage, and then it's going to go into scene 8, and then it's going to show you your coverage lines, okay? It also shows you your, all of the notes, and then you're going to see the very last one, which is, here we go, the very last one, which is scene 43, and that is the setups you did for that one. Okay, and you say done, so it all looks good. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your reports. You're going to click on the progress, your editor's log, and your facing and line page, and it's going to go to your participants, and it's going to ask you if you want to send it off, and you're going to say yes. It's going to your participants. So now it's all, and that's how you end the day. So I know we went over a lot of stuff today, and it can be a little intimidating. I know it was for me, but I remember when I first transitioned over from pencil and paper, it only took me 2 days to ditch the script and just use the program by itself. So, and just so you know, I will be doing some more videos on just the individual features of the ScriptE program, so that you can get a little more detail on that. Okay, so I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a like and, share it, or leave me a comment. Let me know what was it that was clear to you, what was not clear to you, so that I can maybe do another video and show off that particular feature. Okay, so that's it for now, and we'll see you on the next one.